This is the time of the year when they're breeding.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
There's way less pattern going on right there.
Yeah,
these snakes are just incredible.
These are spectacular.
Good sized rattles too.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, he's totally in shit.
Incredible. And this is a speckled rattlesnake as well.
That's the same snake as that one.
That is incredible. The same snake. What a variety they've got. Yeah. This snake would easily take down something like a rattlesnake. Look at that head. You look at the face of an indigo, of a Texas indigo, and you think cobra. Look how big that head is. And just like the king cobra, he's got enough muscles around those jaws to easily chomp down on a snake and overpower it. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to my wildlife. I'm currently not in my snake house. I'm in Joe Wozzalewski's snake house. Joe is a badass biologist who's been here in Florida for a very long time, and he's a part of many different conservation groups, and he strives for conservation of reptiles and many different species, or many different groups out there. And one thing he loves is snakes, especially venomous snakes, which is something that him and I have very much in common. So we're going to be checking out his venomous snake collection today, and I guess you want to start with the white speckled rattlesnakes?
Yeah, sure. Let's
check them out. So Joe actually produced the white specks that I currently have, and these would be the parents. And they're looking really good. They're right now.
Yeah, these I caught these maybe 10 years ago, and the thing about this is they're found on a mountain range in Arizona, where only maybe let's just put them right there. Look at that.
That is such an incredible snake.
Maybe a mile or two, the rocks are the same color as the snake. The successful rattlesnakes are going to blend in with the rocks of the mountain.
And with the white specks, we have such a variety. What kind of colors have you seen out in the wild?
Okay, so this particular snake is called a speckled rattlesnake. I've seen them white like this, gray, blue, brownish, orange, and pink.
That's incredible. I've only seen one out in the wild because I've only gone to Arizona once to go hunt around. And I was able to find a pink-looking one, and I thought,
oh, really?
Insane. Yeah,
they're
like a light pink, but nowhere as pink as the snakes we're about to see.
Okay. Yeah, so that, let me see, that's the female, and this is the male, and this is the time of the year when they're breeding.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
There's way less pattern going on right there. These snakes are just incredible.
These are spectacular.
Good sized rattles too.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the biggest speckled rattlesnake you've seen out in the wild?
This is about the average size. They can get bigger than this, but this is about the average size. And just to let you know what we're learning about snakes, I just found out recently that there's a student from I think University of Arizona that did a study on them. You know what they're eating in the wild?
Small birds?
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because we talked a little bit about it a weeks back.
Okay, yeah. I never thought that.
That's incredible. So what kind of birds do you think they're eating out there?
You know, it's funny because you know about bird migrations.
Yes.
Twice a year, birds from the north go south and vice versa. They might only eat 2 times a year, maybe for a month at a time. Each time.
That is incredible.
Is that incredible? There's actually a species of boa off the coast of Belize that swim to this island in the October and then in March when the birds, the migrating birds go through because they rest on the island. So nature's amazing.
It is. It's incredible, and I think that's what's the big draw about reptiles. They're always surprising us. We're always learning new things about them.
Yeah, and the minute you think you know it all,
you don't.
No,
you don't know.
Don't ever think you know it all. Nobody out there knows it all.
Awesome. What's next?
Okay. So
I know it's very exciting to show these things.
but I was saying, like the rocks, they all blend in. So recently we've heard about this one mountain. When there's a lot of iron, the rocks are rusty color. So the snakes, consequently, they're going to be colored similarly. This particular one looks like it's going in shit.
For a snake in shit, that thing looks on fire.
Yeah, it looks like it's going into shit. I'll put them right there.
Woo!
Yeah, he's totally in shit.
Incredible. And this is a speckled rattlesnake as well.
That's the same snake as that one.
That is incredible. The same snake. What a variety they've got.
Yeah. Again, that's natural selection.
That is incredible. Look at the size of that rattle as well. They got really big rattles on them.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to ask about that's shoe.
Oh, you marked them?
Yeah, that's fingernail polish. I mark it just to know, because I caught a couple of them to know which one's which.
Beautiful snakes,
aren't they?
And don't you got something non-venomous right here too? That,
oh yeah.
Could we see this animal?
Sure. We like all snakes, Chandler.
Even the ones without venom glands.
Right. Do you keep any non-venomous snakes?
Yeah, I got green anacondas, yellow anacondas.
Okay.
Puffing snakes. I got some puffing snakes.
All right. Well, this is an indigo from Texas.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is so cool. So obviously here in Florida we've got the Eastern Indigo, which is protected. Well, can you tell us about that? You've done work with them as well, right?
I have one of those. We could bring it out.
You have an Eastern Indigo?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got the Texas Indigo right here, a beautiful snake, cousin to our Eastern Indigo here in Florida. And what's really cool about these snakes is they are perfectly adapted to eat venomous reptiles, meaning rattlesnakes. These guys will go up to a western diamondback in Texas and literally consume it alive. They will grab it by the face and basically suffocate it, and they will overpower that animal. They have no venom, and they honestly they don't even constrict. They just grab the animal by the head, suffocate, and swallow whole. And he's really laid back for being such a voracious hunter, aren't you? This is so cool. Ruth, feel this snake and tell me what it feels like.
Oh, super soft.
Super soft.
Super soft.
Ooh, what you got there?
Well, you have the Eastern Indigo.
God! It's so beautiful! Look at
Let's go.
that! What a drastic difference in coloration. The Eastern is just jet black. Would this one be from like northern Florida?
You know, I got this from a private breeder, and I could tell you. You see that? Look at under the chin. You see that orange coming out a little bit?
Yeah.
This is unscientific, but the ones down here in South Florida have a lot of orange red.
Yeah, really red, especially down by Flamingo, right?
Yeah, and as they go north and west, this pink or orange turns brown.
Wow, that's
So
incredible.
there's an Eastern there and a Texas there.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Joe. I'm just going to go home now. Thank you so much. This is so cool. And you're using this snake for your educational outreach.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So just to clarify, you do need a permit from the federally, right? You need a federal permit for these animals.
Yeah, from the Game Commission.
Oh, it's okay. It's just
He's hanging on,
He's just hanging
Chandler.
out. So how old is this snake right here?
This snake, I have it. It was born in March. It's a year and a half.
Oh, fairly young. So this snake is going to
a
be
baby.
huge.
Yeah, I hope so.
What's the biggest Eastern Indigo you know of?
I just talked to an old timer yesterday who had a Texas Indigo 8'3".
8 foot 3 inches.
Yeah, the biggest Eastern I seen was probably 6'10".
Holy
Yeah,
smokes.
that was years ago. We used to see a lot of them.
For those of you guys who don't know this, the Eastern Indigo is the biggest natural snake found in North America.
Mm-hmm.
So, not including the introduced Burmese python, these guys are the true biggest snake we've got out here. And I was just telling them, they're perfectly adapted to eat Eastern Diamondbacks here in Florida, and then the Texas over in Texas eating the Western Diamondbacks, perfectly at home consuming rattlesnakes, basically alive, right?
Yep.
Have you ever witnessed something like that? These indigos eating snakes out in the wild?
Not in a while, but I've seen enough pictures. There's a couple of groups I belong to called Snake Predation, and they show snakes eating all kinds of stuff. But indigo snakes are kind of like king cobras. They're built for eating other snakes. When I feed these guys rats, they eat rats. I can't give them a big rat. Look at it.
Oh!
I don't know what that was.
He said rat. He's like, no!
But I have to give them like smaller rats because you know how snakes stretch the jaws.
Yes.
These guys just don't do it.
They're so adapted for it.
Which tells me in the wild they eat a lot of snakes.
Now, Eastern Indigo, they utilize gopher tortoise burrows.
Mm-hmm.
And gopher tortoise burrows are not as common as they used to be because where they're found is higher, drier land,
Mm-hmm.
which is great for homes. And you've been here for a long time. You've seen the growth of the Florida population. What would you say about that, about their protection?
You know, developers, as you just say, like high drained ground, land, and that's where they're building, and that's why the snakes and the tortoises are losing that battle. So we have to protect whatever we can.
Growing up, I've had friends find indigos, but me personally, I've never found an indigo in the wild.
Okay, the most I've seen in one day is 3.
3, and that just shows you guys how few numbers there are out there in the wild because the habitat is no longer abundant.
Yeah.
We've developed on so much of that habitat. And like I was saying, you've probably seen a lot of that happen over the years where good habitat gets turned into a Walmart parking lot or a neighborhood. As the human population grows, we lose that vital habitat. So the message to take across from this is that we have animals on our planet that need specific habitats, and that's why we gotta preserve as much natural habitat as possible, whether it's here in our home Florida or out in India, Borneo, anywhere on the planet. Habitat's very important to conserve, and as our population grows, we need to learn how to coexist with these beautiful animals. Because what would a planet be without indigos?
Oh, forget about it. Yeah.
Now, we got some other animals too. You don't just have snakes, you have crocodilians, don't you?
I've got crocodiles, alligators, tortoises. I've got all kind of cool stuff.
And something that you guys don't know yet is that Joe owns the female crocodile that produced Ziggy, my American crocodile. So he is the godfather of my crocodile. So want me to put this indigo back and go check out some crocs?
Go ahead, let's do it.
That is just such a beautiful snake.
This is so much nicer out here than in a room. I mean, it's still...
Oh yeah, that shimmer, that iridescence is just beautiful.
Hold that for a minute.
Oh, I have no problem. I'll hold it for more than just a minute. This is so cool. Joe Wozzalewski has the coolest animals here. I've literally grown up watching this guy on the news since I was a little kid, talking about crocodiles, Burmese pythons, everything. When I was a little kid, he used to perform at the Jungle Island over here, and he would have a Komodo dragon walk out to the crowd, and he'd say, "Everyone stand still." I was a little kid, he was walking around like that. Oh, he's back, he's back. Holy smokes!
Here, I'll trade you.
Is that a Texas?
Yeah.
Holy smokes! Look, this is a Texas indigo. I didn't know you had more indigos. This is a big Texas indigo. So you can see by the animal's size and looking at that head, this snake would easily take down something like a rattlesnake. Look at that head. You look at the face of an indigo, of a Texas indigo, and you think cobra. Look how big that head is. And just like the king cobra, he's got enough muscles around those jaws to easily chomp down on a snake and overpower it. He might not need that venom, because he's got just so much muscle to back him up. Look at that. That is a beast of an indigo snake. He's a little cool right now. Oh, I thought he was coming with another one. Like, I got an even bigger one! That is incredible. And Joe, I was just telling everyone how when I was a little kid, I used to see you over at the Jungle Island performing shows.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was a little kid, you had like a coral snake and a perfect little glass cube. You were walking around with it. And I was just a little kid. I was like, I want to hold the coral snake. It's amazing to get to know you and hang out with you, and I really appreciate you letting me come by and mess around with the animals.
Anytime, Chandler.
Oh my god, this guy's thick. How old is the snake?
I got it probably 8 years ago, and it was an adult then. So
wow.
Yeah, look, you can see. Look at the sun shining on the ventral scales there.
That is such a beautiful snake.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about how that head is so cobra-like. It might not have that venom to back it up, but man, it makes you think of a king cobra with that muscle.
And again, like a king cobra, they'll eat rats and mice and birds. Of course, you know that. But snakes, they are total snake eaters.
That is incredible, and fairly sweet, laid back.
Well, he's a showman. That's Mario the showman.
His name's Mario?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, guys, check this out. Beautiful little American crocodiles, which are actually related to Ziggy, right? So
yeah, they're all.
This is one of Ziggy's siblings, and then this is one of her younger siblings from this past year. Look at that. And then you got a little American alligator as well.
I'm trying to raise the gator and the croc together, so when I do shows, I don't have to have separate cages. So if they get along, now I hope they continue that as they grow.
They'll probably get used to each other.
There, you see the difference. You got them?
American alligator and an American crocodile. We are the only place in the world where you can find crocs and alligators coexisting in the environment, as well as we do have the speckled caiman that's not native here. That's incredible. And then look at this one. Oh, you want to go see Ziggy? Huh? Do you miss Ziggy? This is incredible. And a huge part of your work here in Florida has been at the Turkey Point, dealing with crocodiles, managing them, taking numbers.
Yeah, especially we manage the nesting. We want to know how many are nesting and who's nesting and how many eggs and how many babies. And so we've been doing that quite a while.
That's amazing. And I would love to sit down with you and talk more crocs
We'll do crocs someday.
And I think I'll bring Ziggy over. So
okay.
You can hold Ziggy and I'll hold this one.
There you go.
You haven't thought of a name for this one, right?
Not yet. We need a name.
Well, thank you so much, Joe, for everything. I really appreciate
All right,
it.
Chandler.
Thank you for letting me
Come by anytime.
I appreciate it. Well, you guys, I'll see you on the next one. If you want to help support the KCC, the King Cobra Conservancy, we'll put links down below. Joe, get over. What are you doing? Come on,
okay.
Joe. We'll see you on the next one. Stay beautiful, stay safe, and most of all, stay gangster. I thought he was coming with another one. Like, I got an even bigger one!